All right, everyone, I'm supposedly live as always. However, I need to check because I always like to double check and make sure. All right, yes, I do appear to be live. It's incredible. I'm seeing double. I'm not even on Hunter Biden's crack. Anyway, we've got lots to talk about today. Generally, I'm going to be ranting a little bit, but this is the Q&A show, so mainly I'm going to be responding to other people. If you send in a super chat, and again, the only reason I'm really doing that, it's not for the extra income so much as it is chat moves so quickly. I have to put on maximum slow mode and just read out the super chats. Otherwise, I can't even keep up with things because there will be several thousand people probably watching. There's 550 at the moment. Anyway, first we should probably talk about the Taiwan thing, ironically. Other than the Trump nonsense that's going on right now, that really is the big news, which is that Trump just totally blindsided Biden. He blindsided Beijing itself, and now he's normalized trade with Taiwan. The other thing is that the ban wave continues. Ryan Einstetter, Clankers Unite. Mike saying, "Hey man, thanks for your work. Keep it up." Thank you both. But yeah, there's crazy stuff going on right now. Cullen just got banned. Cullen's not edgy. I'm assuming in his case, I think it was his COVID video, the one sterilization video, but knowing him, it was analysis of other people's articles, whether critical or not. And that conforms to YouTube TOS. But they don't care anymore. You see, there's a differential enforcement. Abe, I deleted Twitter. What a liberating feeling. Should have done this months ago. Here's the dollary dues for the entertainment. Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, I'm not going to delete mine because there are some people that DM me news tips there. However, I'm not going to be posting there. I'm not going to reply to anything there. Basically, it's just a placeholder. That way people know that no other account is official too. This is what I do on Facebook. The only reason I still have an account is because it's linked to the Facebook page. Nobody else can pretend to be me and then spread, chaos and say, well, here, I'm Styxhexenhammer and I support racism or some stupid shit like that. I'll probably be getting an account on Signal and or Telegram as well, since WhatsApp appears to be dying. And I got Proton Mail earlier, but I still have to configure things there. Chris Reed, do you think Trump will roll out the DOD and make arrests for treason? No, I don't. I think that that's still a LARP. Valkyrie Medic, we need censorship is never benevolent t-shirts. Please and thank you. Yes, actually, there is news. My brand manager is currently working on the site. There will be merch again in the foreseeable future. Some of it will definitely be satire of the clown world current situation that we're in. Keeping in mind, of course, the MSM spent 7 months talking about how violent riots were actually a good thing. All of a sudden, now they want decorum. Now they want calm. Now we have to tackle it and do more. Before it was perfectly fine when it was leftists. Nick Bravo, heard a Gen Z say the protest at the Capitol was this generation's 9/11. Yeah, I can't read the second part of that, by the way. Yeah, there are people that think that. It's fucking stupid. It's completely moronic. And then, I mean, it's propaganda, basically, is why they've convinced that that's happened. It's not another 9/11, except in the sense that billionaires are currently staging a coup. Chad Harris, Sticks, we need mugs again. Clank on. Yeah, there will be mugs. Mugs are, I'm going to streamline the merch, but mugs are the #1 priority because of the Spoon Clank meme. It's not really a meme. I mean, it's reality. So, Desert Fox, Sticks, can you talk about the relationship? I think the cats are going crazy. Between social media companies and our 3-letter government agencies. Maybe a clue as to why it's not fixed. Well, money is the reason. But yes, social media explicitly works with government. Google developed drone tech for the government. Facebook sells them your personal info. That's why they're not fully private companies, and that's why what they're doing right now is illegal. Clayton Matthews, why do you hate God? I don't hate God. Which one? There's a lot of them to choose from. I can't hate that which I don't think probably exists. I'm irreligious. I'm apatheistic. If there's a God, then I choose to believe that that God creating the universe that's around probably doesn't give a shit about me. So I don't think it cares whether I mentally profess fealty to him. OMG puppies. It's network analysis. They are breaking up influence networks. They do similar analysis to pick drone targets. Yeah, I would agree. They're attempting to break apart networks of people in order to weaken their opposition. It's fascism. These billionaires are engaging in a fascist-style coup. Just so you're aware. Destiny's Tiny Coke. Thanks for your insight from COVID to the current situation. It's helped me figure stuff out the last year. Well, you're welcome. Much more analysis to come. If you're not, by the way, links in the description to all of the other sites that I use. If you're not on BitChute especially, I make exclusive content there. And I'll probably be making more exclusive content in the future, not just there, but on Alt Tech. There will come a day when I'm no longer on YouTube, either because I refuse to leave unless I'm banned. When Cullen's on the chopping block, it's only a matter of time. I'm going to be honest with you. I won't be on YouTube probably by the end of the year. Thank goodness I'm the biggest dog on BitChute. Lots more. Student of history. It's not left and right. It's whose door the peasants knocked on. Yeah. It's a struggle against fascism that we're waging right now, but the left has completely abandoned rank because they've started supporting the fascists. John 1, we'll be leaving YouTube behind forever once you get banned, Styx. Looking forward to a new tech reality. The old guard kind of stinks. Yeah, lots of people are leaving anyway. I almost think that some of the decline in some of the channels is a ripple effect. Sort of like when Sargon got banned from Patreon, I lost half of the Patreon income because people associated with me also followed him and quit in protest. And that's what's really going to bring down big tech. So don't be afraid. Keep speaking out. Don't let them silence you under any circumstances. Get onto Alt Tech. Find alternatives. Use 4chan's politically incorrect, and they're collating them in real time constantly. The Z program, 2020, prepare for trouble. 2021, and make it double. Yeah, if only it was funny as Team Rocket. FA Tuesday, no right-wing victories in the U.S. until at least 2040. Don't count on it. You got to understand, the billionaires aren't doing this in a position of strength. You don't rock the boat at all. If you feel strong and empowered, you don't change things. The multi-billionaires are getting together into an illegal vertical monopoly to try to attack alt tech and content creators for a reason. It's not because they feel strong. Trust me. Missouri survival and outdoors. The big tech purge isn't to calm anything down. I think the people running the coup are pushing escalation on both sides. I agree. I think it's on purpose. I think they've miscalculated, though. Honestly, I think the Capitol riot blindsided them. They were expecting to wait until after January 20th. To do what they're doing. And Trump now is laying more traps for Beijing Biden. So, you know, you've got a friend in him, I suppose. Marty McGill, I updated my passwords on BitChute, Parler, and Rumble yesterday. Twitter's dead to me now that Trump and Bongino are gone. And Facebook sucks. Yeah, Facebook fucking sucks. And there's no other way to put it. Facebook is the weakest of them because it's the least useful. It's old and decrepit. Nobody uses it except your mom anyway. No offense to the moms out there. Some of you are my age. Jonas Larson, have they poked the bear enough? No, they'll keep poking the bear until their hand gets ripped off. They'll probably keep poking it even after that because they're just fucking stupid. Man thing, Styx, please look into Monero as you please and inform your audience if you feel it meets the requirements for Clank. Privacy crypto if people do not know. I've heard good things about it, but I chose to stick with the big three. Bitcoin, which is sort of gold, Litecoin, which is silver, and Ethereum, which is, I don't know, a precious metal general backed semi-fiat crypto. That's how I would explain them in a nutshell, which is not entirely accurate, but as close as I can come. Kubu's SC7. In Germany a few months ago, there was also a storm of the Reichstag, but people didn't even get into the building. They didn't want to. Yeah, they were allowed into the Capitol. Just to be clear, they were allowed in for a photo op. That much is absolutely obvious. Arrow Angel, have you looked into the Italy stuff? Yeah, and I don't think that it's meaningful. Not enough people are paying attention, even if it's got veracity, so it doesn't really matter. Epic ZD, what country will Beijing Biden intervene in first? Oh, that's a good one. It might be that he gets ousted. Like they're openly calling for Kamala Harris to push him down the stairs, basically. What will Camel Toe Harris invade first? What country will she decide to bomb into oblivion to show that she's one of the big boys and she can kill with the best of them because she's a mass murdering psychopath? I don't know. Maybe she'll be inventive. At least maybe she's intelligent enough at least to not make it the Middle East again. People are getting bored with that. It no longer impresses anyone because war there is constant. Maybe Guatemala, Honduras, something like that in Central America. Maybe she'll invade something in Africa just to show that she's not a racial nationalist or something. Oh, yeah, there goes chat. Oh, no. Oh, wait. By the way, that's the cat begging Liz for attention. Constant. Many such cases. Gundam Chief, a bit off topic, but what do you think of Jehovah's Witnesses? XJW here, and they're using the current situation to their advantage as cults do. Yeah, they were a doomsday cult initially. I think they've dropped that in favor of just being hyper-religious. I oppose the Jehovah's Witnesses and the Scientologists and the Mormons especially because they are quite clearly modern-day cults. There's no other way to put it. It's okay if you believe in God or you're religious or whatever. I really don't care at this point. Like I used to be like almost like the amazing atheist and kind of cringy. By the way, he's a sellout and he's literally happy about, you know, the fascism that's happening currently. That being said, I left that behind. I'm apatheistic. I don't care about that. I'm irreligious. I don't have a church or a temple or something. But the Jehovah's Witnesses, like, I don't even think they allow blood transfusions. And they had predicted the end of the world like 4 times and they always fucked up. So obviously there's not much God inspiration there. Mitch James, 10 Australian dollars. Thank you. No comment. Joe Biden's dentures just upset Jared Holt. Yeah, I bet he's upset about the fact that I can literally lap him over and over again and have for years. I think he's very, very upset about the fact that I'm actually still capable of making a living because, see, he's a greedy bastard. And so he doesn't want someone to make a living that he disagrees with, especially someone who's got the archive still of that Facebook post he made when he was in high school that he claimed he claimed the seniors forced him to make it, where he uses gay slurs, literally. I should probably make a video about this. He uses gay slurs. He uses sexist language. He invokes violence. He threatens people. It's all there. It's on archive. Well, no, it's on archive.is, actually. Archive.org. Yeah, the Wayback Machine, he would have forced them to scrub it by now. Got your material, dude. I still got that post. The whole thing. Thanks you to the subscriber, by the way, who supplied that at the time. I just had a screenshot, which means absolutely nothing. Only archives matter. Blood Muffin 123. Hitler was a socialist. Yes, he was. See, the only difference between that and what we're seeing now is whether you're creating that system only for a nation or an ethnicity, or whether you want it to be global imperialism. I'd say globalism is actually worse because then there's no escape from it. At the very least, if you could get across the border, you could kind of get away from the fucking Nazis. Stumbleleaner, is there any peer-reviewed evidence that lockdowns and masks actually work? I'm still searching. Masks have a marginal effect, but the thing is, it's not enough. The virus is literally more transmissible now in part because of lockdowns. We forced it to evolve. The more we struggle, the more it's going to evolve. This is a variant of the common cold. Masks are not going to stop it from transmitting. It can slow it down. You can keep ICUs from being overcrowded. I don't know. I think the economic damage, one of the videos I'm going to make tomorrow is about the economic downturn for December. Did you see the economic news? And The Hill is fucking reporting on it. When The Hill has an opinion piece that they're hosting about it, you know that it's bad. They'd love to pretend that the economy's up on news that Beijing Biden is now president and the dark times are over. Gary S., 5.5 euros. Thank you very much. Jordan B., Pelosi's laptop, is it more damaging than Hunter's? No, it'd be very, very difficult for it to be more damaging than Hunter's. We already know some of what's on that laptop anyway, because we had the Podesta leaks, and we know that she and others in the DNC were coordinating with media networks. That was A+ grade, double fucking triple doozy news, and the MSM completely covered it up. Most people don't even remember it. Most people don't know that the Clinton campaign literally coordinated with multi-billionaires in a very illegal fashion. They don't know. Nothing was done because of this. If nobody knows a crime's been committed, how do you prosecute it? The Herald Studios. Hey, Styx, I understand your prediction for midterms, but do you think elections from here on out will be hindered by Dominion and more illegals voting? No. What I think is that from here on out, there's an incentive for people to do more, number one. And you got to understand state and local level political structures control mainly the elections, not the federal government. The fact that Beijing Biden's in there means very, very little, actually. Don't get blackpilled. Don't get demoralized. Jacob Pratt. Hello from St. Albans, Vermont. Styx, what can we do as regular citizens to help fight against the unprecedented purge? Well, you could you can make alt text stickers. You can get those made cheap. Put them up in a legal manner, of course. Your local library, there's usually a board there. You can put up a piece of paper that says, join BitChute, stop the billionaires or something. You'll start sounding like a leftist. It's very interesting how that's happening right now. Do things in real life. Improve your life. Mr. Twisted Frenzy, at this point, who do you think has more numbers on the ground, the swamp's useful idiots or MAGA? MAGA does. You realize populists outnumber the dregs at the moment. Most of the people that support dregdom aren't enthused. It's a very small but shrill crowd of people that are very, very visibly and very, very vocally supporting the billionaires. But MAGA's bigger, absolutely. And that's why they're lashing out. You see, they're afraid. Skyrim fan, Trumpism forever. Yeah, I'm not going to disavow Trump. He's done nothing right. He did not attempt his coup. He did not foment insurrection in any way, shape, or form. That is a lie. I saw the videos that he put out himself before Twitter decided to nuke him. Nothing violent there. Look at Twitter's own release. By the way, I did a BitChute exclusive. Join me on BitChute. Trust me, you'll love it. A BitChute exclusive today analyzing Twitter's press release about why they banned Donald Trump. Look through the lawyer speak in that goddamn press release and try to tell me that it's not the biggest logical stretch that you've ever seen in your life. We interpreted this as possibly causing violence. When he said he wouldn't attend the inauguration, some Trump fans interpreted that as him saying that he was still the president. It's all interpretation. Absolutely, they don't even claim that he literally claimed insurrection or anything like that. Yukonoi Fukov. Yukonov Fukov. I get the reference. I wonder what was on Pelosi's laptop. Just like with Clinton and Anthony Weiner. Don't forget the emails. Probably has child porn on it, just like them. Yeah, apparently there's a picture going around with Hunter Biden that's kind of creepy, and I don't know whether it's real or not, but if it is, I think it's pretty damning. I think there's going to be a lot of liberals with Beijing Biden buyer's remorse no matter what happens, by the way, over the next year. Luis Carrillo, have you considered signing up for MeWe? It's much better than Facebook. Well, I use Minds.com. I'm on various platforms. I can't use every platform at once. It's just impossible. Generally, you want one main platform for each kind of content creation you're interested in. Like for me with videos, it is BitChute at this point. For email, I'm using Proton Mail now. I've abandoned Gmail. I'd say the only exception is with blogging, which ironically, one of them is Blogspot, which is a Google service. I also use WordPress. That's from my literature, though, has nothing to do with politics and never will. So I'm willing to keep the Google service because it has nothing, again, to do with the political situation. It's for the occult. That leaf. Someone named Better Bachelor called us to use the Greystone theory to deal with leftist psychopaths. It basically has us ghost society in general. You don't need to ghost society, just ghost the multi-billionaires that are making it impossible for you to do anything else. Like, for instance, on Twitter, Twitter essentially continues to exist because people think that if they hurl mockery and abuse at Beijing Biden or something, that it's going to help the situation. The only way to win is to not play the game and either delete your account or go dormant. I have to keep mine as a placeholder because I'm well known enough that otherwise someone will pretend to be me and start shit. That's basically the only reason the account's there, that and for DMs for news tips. And that's only because Parler's DM system is at the moment still dysfunctional. I want them to work on that. Alex Maravilla, opinions on Dogecoin. I like all cryptocurrencies. I would accept it gladly, but, you know, I can only fit so much in a description page. The Killer Critic, think we might see big tech get stormed like Capitol? Not likely. Although you have seen instances where people will handcuff themselves to Twitter HQ. I'm sure they've doubled up their security, though, so keep in mind your safety is at hazard if you fuck around with people who have enough money to kill you and cover up the fact that they have. Kubu's SC7. What's happening now is not so much a repeat of 1933, but 1918, when socialists couped the legitimate government. They transformed into globalists. Germans never regained their self-government back. Yeah, globalism is far left. That is definitely true, but so is fascism. The problem is most people think of it as a right-wing ideology, so you sort of have to maneuver around a lot of confusing terms because there's a lot of newspeak propaganda involved. Ryan Einstetter, what's your opinion on Crazy Nancy trying to get the military to arrest Trump? I think she's insane. I think she's absolutely insane. Effectively, what we see right now is that legislative Democrats and billionaires have staged an attempted coup. Whether it's successful or not, we'll see various things going on. Trump didn't. Trump said show up for a peaceful rally, and then he gets banned. They're banning him because they're afraid of him. They're banning people like me and Dave Cullen because they're afraid of us. I wouldn't, I wouldn't be surprised if I wake up and don't have a YouTube channel. At this point, I don't know that I actually care. Anya Arison, just because I'm a fan. Well, thank you. Long Don John, what 3 people living or dead would you like to interview and why? Well, that's actually a good question. I'd like to talk to Thomas Jefferson and also Theodore Roosevelt because he was, the boss, like one of the best presidents ever. I don't know who number 3. It'd be funny to bring Joseph Stalin up for a while and just call him names. Student of history, Illegal War 2, Jungle Boogaloo, if only because the Sandpit DLC is getting stale and boring. Yeah, there's a lot of weird shit going on. Beijing Biden will probably start a war anyway. Mitch James, Linux is the way forward to combat censorship and preserving our privacy, etc. That's for computers and mobile devices. Yeah, I think the next time that I get a computer, I'm going to install Linux. I think I'm done with Microsoft and their wokeness, their nonsense. There's a learning curve involved. That's why more people don't use it. Somebody needs to do the simpleton's guide to setting up Linux for those of us who are boomer tech. I barely use a smartphone, so, sue me. Norwegian Kryptonian. Trump should resign, then Pence could appoint a black female VP. Lol, cheers. That'd be funny. He's ruled out resigning, and Pence has ruled out the 25th, so they're forcing the hand of Pelosi and all the other morons. And by the way, they've overstretched with this tech purge. They're losing their mandate right now. Over the last 48 hours, they're growing less and less popular. They know it. That's why they're moving so quickly. They're afraid that they're going to lose. Gary S., do you think it's safer living in Europe than the U.S.? That's about the same. I own firearms. I'm safe in the U.S. too. I don't care. If someone fucks with me, then they might have a problem. Blue de Goyer. Been peppering my leftist friends with your wisdom. They are pissed. Love it. Yeah, I'm surprised you still have leftist friends left, considering the fact that they consider us to be seditionists if we ever voted for Trump. Very strange. Mickey the IV, or Mickey the Fourth. Yo, big fan. I really appreciate your push for alt tech. I would very much like to recommend channel Radical Liberation to you. Excellent in-depth economic and geopolitics analysis, around 2-hour streams, well-sourced and pro-real market economics. Sounds good. Yeah, I'm still looking for great channels. The one glaring weakness of alt tech is that whether for desktop or smartphone, search functions tend to be a little bit less refined and rugged than they are in mainline tech. That really is the weak point. That and searchability. That's the result of big tech monopolism. Will Scott, fan of Death in June and similar artists? Absolutely. I like Death in June. Brandon Howell, is Shoe on Head supporting censorship? Who looking... I don't know what the last part means. Yes. Yeah, unfortunately, all of the skeptics other than Sargon have sold out and now support billionaire censorship. It's funny because it's coming from the same people that they normally criticize and call evil. The breadliners are too. It's funny that the people who said, smash the system, destroy the courts, haha, police bad, all of a sudden they clutched their pearls when the Capitol got invaded by a few thousand Trump rioters. Then all of a sudden it was a problem. The DC police did the right thing. Billionaires did the right thing. They're on the right side of history, defending the republic that we ourselves tell people we want to destroy. These people have openly stated for years now they don't like the current system and want it to burn to the ground. When somebody actually does start a trash can fucking fire in DC, unless they've got an Antifa shirt on, all of a sudden they're worried. Now, you know why? Because they're grifters. They want to make money. They want to stay on these platforms. They don't want to be censored. That's why most of them are doing it, and the rest are just dumb. They don't even realize what they're applauding. They're applauding billionaires literally interfering in the political process, not in a superficial manner, not in a roundabout way, but in the most direct possible sense. They have become what they claim to fight. They've become fascists. That's what they are. There's no other word for it. Bunch of fucking greasy sellouts. I'm horny on mania. Yeah, please subscribe to me. Give me more money. It's cringy, is what it is. The Killer Critic. Did you see the fucked up Hunter Biden photos of him with a child? It got leaked yesterday. He's a son. I'm assuming son of a bitch. Yeah, I don't know if that's real or not, but it wouldn't surprise me. And it's not like he's going to get, in trouble if it is. Corporal Poon, you skipped me. I'm sorry, but Jesus Christ. Your comment will still be there. By the way, Corporal Poon is a longtime donor and fan of the channel. So, you know, I don't know if you make videos, actually. I'd probably check that sometime. You should subscribe to him anyway. Give him a thrill. I'm sorry if I skipped your super chat. It's just that it's fucking impossible to keep up with them. Classic baseman. Money printer go brrr. Yeah. This Beijing Biden's economic beliefs. Michael, I'm looking forward to Biden curing cancer in 2021. Yeah, they'll get. It's like the biggest news of the day a month ago was that he had socks with dogs on them. That he didn't even choose himself. His fucking wife did. He doesn't dress himself. He can't feed himself. He can't even poop on his own. Someone else has to wipe that bastard's ass. Emma Valentina, I noticed some leftists refuse to acknowledge some of the protesters at the Capitol are working class. Why do you think this is? Because it's inconvenient. See, they want to cast off the right wing as being two groups of people. People who love the super rich and country bumpkins with suspenders. They don't want to acknowledge that people like me or people like you, the people who are a subset of the reality of the country, are part of those movements, could ever possibly support Trump. Yeah, 75 million people. They're all either barefooted Appalachian white trash. This is according to the left, or they're millionaires. Okay. See how far you get with that mentality, dude. Marlena Moreau. Will Harris put Trump supporters behind bars while screaming freedom? Maybe. Yeah, just make sure that I'm first in the queue. It's like when AOC talks about, we've got a list. We're going to make a list of people that supported Trump. Okay, just as long as it's not alphabetical, because my last name starts with a W. You best start with me, bitch. Mr. Reinterpret Cast. Can Trump still invoke martial law? No, not really. Not effectively. What are the chances he'll go to jail if he waits it all out? Not high. He's a former president as of January 21st. It'd be crazy. If banning Trump off Twitter has caused a firestorm, attempting to jail him would cause outright anarchy, dude. Pagan Libertarian. I accidentally retweeted the Hunter Biden photo, but soon deleted it. Leftists are reporting it for CP. Yeah, interesting. I wonder why they'd be doing that. Is it because they know that it's real? Probably. R. McFly. What are your thoughts on the resource-based economy, Jacques Fresco? Possibly how an alien civilization exists without the ego theatrics and leave their system. I have heard about it before, but I've never really looked into it. I don't know. Nova423. Can you find decent buffalo wings in the Netherlands? Here, let me rant about Dutch food for a moment. A lot of it's really good. Kibbeling, I actually like Haring. Bitterballen is amazing. But they don't understand what spiciness is. To them, spicy is they put a pinch of black pepper on the food. You got to go to an ethnic restaurant, like in some place that's run by people from India or something, to find any spice. Like even the curry that they sell here, it's not spicy. I remember curry that's goddamn, it's like drinking fire. My mom used to make like curried pickles and stuff. They're delicious, but extremely, extremely hot. You can get hot peppers, but nobody knows how to use them. So I would say tentatively, probably not. You don't want Netherlands buffalo wings. Joseph Hunt. Well, the shenanigans that went on the election, does anyone's vote really count? Yes, it does. Your activism counts more, though. Just keep it peaceful. Again, distrust people who are telling you to throw bombs and rocks, because you will note they are never the ones building them or collecting rocks. There's a reason for that. It's called opportunism. It's just like the same leftists that hate billionaires every other day all of a sudden are big fans of them. They're licking some boot. They don't want to get banned. Bands of Mesh. What do you think about dressing in all black and burning down Biden's America before it becomes Biden's Africa? I think that's a terrible idea, actually. Why would you want to burn down your own country? If you want to save America, you can't start burning it to the ground. That's what a leftist would do. And they hate America, by and large. Alamandorius. Literally had a friend tell me his relationships matter more than the truth. I've been showing him everything that happened with the Great Bad Orange. He acknowledges what's going on is bad, but is staying on the bandwagon. Well, at least he questions it. That puts him above 90% of lolburals. Callum. Have you heard about the Million Martyr March on January 20th? Oh, Christ, that would be a goddamn insane thing. I don't know what's going to happen on January 20th. I'm going to tell you, for once, I'm completely flummoxed. I honestly can't tell you what's going to happen. I have a feeling it's probably not good for our republic regardless. Just to tell you, yeah, the dark winter is definitely, we're in the middle of the dark winter. Thankfully, there's always a spring, even after Ragnarok, so we'll survive. unless Beijing Biden decides to press the little red button in a moment of Alzheimer's rage. Nick Bravo, is there still money to be made in writing books? I'm thinking of writing various genres and selling on Amazon Kindle. I need to make money online. Don't bother using Kindle, do paperbacks. The paperbacks, you have definitely a higher return on your investment and more people will buy them. By the way, Kindle has a higher copyright threshold. I mainly edit books, although I do have several dozen volumes that I've actually written as the author. It can be lucrative. Yeah, it's definitely worth it as long as you know what you're doing. Random username 92840531. Pop OS Linux, easiest and most user-friendly. Yeah, see, I've never heard of it. That's the problem. The problem is a lot of people haven't heard of it. Most people get turned off because it's like a wall of text explaining how to actually install and compile and configure. And people like Windows because you turn on the computer and it prompts you. It helps you set it up. It's very straightforward. The same with Crapple products. By the way, fuck Crapple. Cool Frog. Legal Eagle has come out and said, being a patriot does not mean wearing an American flag. It means standing up for our institutions and fighting conspiracy theories. He basically supports the establishment and censorship. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Support your institutions. It's funny, the institutions that are broken, the institutions that don't work for anyone, the left says that they're all racist and sexist and terrible. The right wing says they don't represent the working and middle class. Centrists say they're overburdened and overly expensive. Who fucking supports the institutions as they are? Nobody. That's the point. Nobody gives a goddamn. The Capitol, who cares? It is a building where wretched thieves hang out and snort coke together. Bunch of sellouts. That's what they are. Every leftist at this point, as far as I know, other than, ironically enough, fucking Sean King and a couple of others have sold out completely. They literally support billionaire fascism. Parlock 480. Would Nazi Germany have lasted if Hitler put aside his military aspirations after annexing the Sudetenland? Now, he would have gotten fucked by Stalin at some point. And unfortunately, without the land he had, he would have been fucked. So, the ultimate end result would have been the same, though. I guess more Germans maybe would have died beforehand, but you would have had half of Germany would be communist. As far as I know, I don't think the Germans had a military alliance with anyone meaningful enough to fight Stalin anyway, so I guess we just would have had a bigger communist Russia. Stephen 13, the Buffalo Bills had attendance at their playoff game yesterday. They won. I bet Andrew Cuomo is crying. Good for Buffalo. Fuck football. Meme ball. It's just a bunch of dudes patting each other on the spandexed ass, dude. You got to put down the hot wings. If you like sports, actually play them. All these teams are woke anyway. Dave Sims, Nick Bravo, write racist science fiction. If you can find a publisher and get shelf space in bookstores, fame and wealth are guaranteed. That'd be a funny idea. Cold Summer 91, any white pills for the current situation? Yeah, all things come to pass. Name a tyranny that's still around that was incepted on day one. None of them. They all fall because people aren't geared towards dealing with other people telling them what to do all day. Cool Frog. Oops, doesn't mean supporting the American flag. I have another $5. Oh, okay. Well, that's good. Gerald Armstrong. Hopefully at the end we end up more like Yorktown than after Culloden. Yeah. I don't know what the latter is. It's probably some revolutionary term. I apologize. Been a while since I took U.S. history. Jonas Larson. Lefty Anna Kachian mocked Laura Loomer during the handcuffing event. Anna Kachian is now banned from Twitter. Funny how that works. Yep. Yeah, they'll get theirs. All the skeptics will be banned too. The breadliners will be banned. They talk about politics and they're not part of a multinational corporate entity. They will be banned. They're not going to, and then by that time, everyone else will have been banned and they'll be the last ones standing. And then when they get knocked over, they'll cry about it. Why won't people support us? They won't speak. You're a hypocrite, Styx. You didn't speak out when I got banned. Yeah, fuck you. You deserve it. I hope that they ban you soon. I hope you lose your livelihood because you're not supporting anyone else, dude. You're a sellout. Goddamn grifters. OMG puppies. Parlor, Gab, 4chan. Ultimately, they can all be taken down at the ISP layer. We need offline communication like the underground mail system in Crying of Lot 49. You see, the problem with that is that the collective user base of these sites is enormous. We're talking about hundreds of millions of people. Ultimately, at the end of the day, the corporations are more likely to move in, buy them up, and sanitize them. But if a site won't sell, they might try to pick it off. But there's a big difference between 4chan and a site like Parler as far as size and usage. Bobby Dowd, silver lining, will we stop hearing trust the plan and other Q-related slogans? Yeah, my hope is that you will soon and that people will actually do something meaningful. Instead of LARPing online, why don't you either improve your life or go picket and strike or do something like that? Stop trusting the fucking plan that never existed. Douglas Kaplan, I don't understand much about politics. I posted some of your vids on Facebook. The way you break it down, I somewhat understand, at least a bit more, so thank you. And I found an old book my dad had, Know Your Rights. Sounds like a good book. If it's from before the modern era, it's probably more accurate than the shit that they have now. Mickey the Fourth. Have you thought of maintaining official Styx list of recommended content creators somewhere that could be shared? That's an interesting idea. Yeah. I could probably do that. It'd take a lot of effort, though. I mean, I have to compile everything. Metalhead Martyr. Sorry for asking a potentially silly question. How does one get started with cryptocurrency? Am I too late? You can get an Exodus wallet, and you can transact, buy and sell, and accept cryptocurrency fairly easy. I use an Exodus wallet. It's not the most high tech. It's more limited. But the thing is, here's the big problem with crypto is that the learning curve for people to use it, much like you're asking me how to get started, a lot of people don't know. Eventually, it will become more streamlined and easier, and that's when I expect crypto to skyrocket. Again, when multi-billionaires are buying Bitcoin, that is a good indicator it's not going anywhere. These people control the political system now. If they're buying in, trust me, I want to buy in too. Chat goes so fast here. Dreamweaver, your thought on buying Bitcoin right now? I'd wait till it's lower, because on this spike, it's going to go a little higher maybe and then collapse, and then it'll go back up. That's, again, disclaimer, not official fiscal advice. Mike Depew, when Beijing Biden kicks the bucket and Camel A becomes prez, she can appoint her VP. That's how Hillary can still win. Yeah, no, I think Hillary's time is over. Yeah, Hillary could croak any day. She's an elderly woman. Andrea Nasueli, Facebook is weak, you say. I tried leaving WhatsApp. It turned out to be social suicide. I'm back on it with a use Signal avatar. Ideas on how to turn people. Telegram and Signal are starting to replace it now. I didn't say Zuckerberg was weak. I said that Facebook is basically useless. People use it as a messaging service, but the thing is, I don't want to message anyone, so I guess my perspective is a bit different. Mike F. Wanted to say thank you for the Taiwan video today. Not sure many people realize how important that move really is. Yeah, there was a 4chan thread about it, which is how I heard about it, and I chuckled when I saw it because I knew the news would bury it. What a trap for Beijing Biden. Now he has to explicitly look pro-China the second he gets in there in order to appease Beijing. He'll prove the point. Joler Coaster, use Signal, dump Watt's book. Yeah, I'll be getting a Signal account. I'm looking into Telegram too. I got Proton Mail the other day. I'm beginning to build alternatives. I just wish I knew, is there anything other than WordPress that's a good blogging alternative to Blogspot? Please DM me like on some platform instead of cluttering chat with your ideas. Alamandorius, do you think they will Epstein Trump? No, I don't think that they would dare to go that far. Luminous, can you confirm for a fact that BitChute's algorithm doesn't suppress videos containing offensive words? I would have to ask Ray Vahi, but my understanding is there is zero algorithmic manipulation on BitChute. Just as there's zero on Odyssey, Brighteon. I don't even think there's any on Dailymotion. YouTube may be the only one that does. Opinionated Junkie. Not that it matters, but people were saying that Trump lies caused this madness. Were the election results certified? The election results were certified. And no, Trump's lies didn't cause anything. He wasn't lying. What lies? When he said he wouldn't attend inauguration, that's not a lie. That's just a statement of fact. Classic Bassman. I dated a girl once who was a democratic socialist. That was a big mistake. What a headache. Lol. I can imagine. Did she want you to allow her to redistribute her sexuality to multiple partners? That would come to mind. Thought Criminal. Are you familiar with Anatoly Karlin's theory of the age of Malthusian industrialism? No, I'm not. Classic Baseman. Message retracted. Well, YouTube might have just nuked your comment. Bradley Roberts, the left. Trump is a dictator. Also the left. Yay, we censored Trump. Yeah, it's funny how a dictator got censored by multiple companies at the same time and spent 2 years trying to get money to fucking defend the border. and dealt with obstruction for the first 2 years in office from his own fucking party in the Senate, and is trying to promote anti-censorship and give you more of your money. What an odd dictator. If he is one, he's a benevolent one. Mr. Strangelove, is this the part of the movie where the people in power begin handing out yellow stars? Yeah, unfortunately it could be. But people are like lemmings, they're completely blind to the situation, half of them are. And people that are awake, they get called fascists. Isn't that lovely? Joe M. Greetings from Edmonton, Alberta. And yes, I'm following you on BitChute as well, but I'm very sad to see YouTube condemn diversity of opinion. Yeah, it is sad. I don't hate YouTube. A lot of people would probably think by now I do. I don't. I want it to be a good company like it was 10 years ago. It was great. There's all sorts of crazy shit on it. They've decided they want to go in a different direction, so now you have to get that good shit elsewhere. RoboDad turned a salvage Crapple iMac into a Linux box. I wouldn't know the first thing about that. I don't use Apple either. I've never owned an Apple product in my life and never will. Scott Bowler, he donated an Australian dollar. Thank you. Isaiah Smith, as much as these humorless cunts try to grind us down, we will continue to ride. Our best revenge is to live well. Be well, Styx. Yeah, exactly. Self-improve. Extra line of corn, have another kid, fucking work an extra hour each week. Do something to marginally improve your situation and an improved society at the same time. Fight back that way. Mickey the Fourth, in reaction to the World War II question, I must recommend another guy, historian very based, calling out Hitler as a socialist, Marx as anti-Semite, and fascism as leftist. His name is T.I.K. Yeah, I would agree with that. Now, Marx was a rabid anti-Semite. I think he was also massively bigoted against black people and others. Che Guevara was too. He recanted later on. A lot of people won't use look at the fact that his quote was from earlier in his life, but he was clearly a bigot. In every way. I think he was sexist too. That seems to be a common theme among leftists. They project upon others what they themselves are guilty of. Devonian, how does the porn industry make money when porn sites are free to watch and often there's no advertising? I actually am not sure. Maybe it's, I don't know, investing or something. Investors come aboard, I don't know. Scott Bowler, Styx, why would AWS do this to Parler? Well, Parler will be back up within, I think they're saying 24 to 48 hours after they're taken off by Amazon. I think it's a terrible idea, and Amazon's gonna lose money on this. You got to realize Elon Musk just passed Bezos for a reason. Bezos had for years been largely above the fray, but over the last few years, they've been censoring certain political books, and now they're doing this. I think it's a bad idea. If I was Jeff Bezos, I would tell them, look, I've got fuck you money. I literally don't have to listen to what you have to say. The odd man out among the billionaires would be the one that makes the most money. Right now, there's no odd man out. Well, nobody's capitalizing upon the situation, but they will. And that's how their siege will be broken. Because a couple of the billionaires will realize, hey, if I'm the odd cat, everyone will love me. Half the population, I'll have no competition. Half the population will want to use my free speech service. Billionaires will begin buying into alt tech. And people with any alt tech stock and so forth, they're going to make enormous amounts of money. That's what I believe. I think that they'll have an if you can't beat them, join them mentality eventually, and we'll have another wave of tech. I don't think that this is going to end the republic, so to speak. And Elon Musk, by the way, right now is pretty great, but he doesn't have a social media platform. He makes cars and batteries and shit. Thought Criminal. Styx, are you familiar with effective altruism movement? Also, Brian Tomasik's essays on reducing suffering are worth reading. I never heard of them. Opinionated Junkie, I was not optimistic about Trust the Plan, but won't say Biden won legit since it wasn't audited. Yeah, they called for that like some of the Republicans did, but they never had a majority, so they can't really call for an audit. LNRs. By the way, can I say, if there were shenanigans, do you think that multi-billionaires can cover their tracks effectively and make sure not to get caught? Of course they can. Not it wouldn't have meant anything anyway. It would have been a fiasco. LNRs. Hi, Styx. There is zero hope statism will work for us. Time to become a Hoppian, Rothbardian ANCAP. Well, I'm not an ANCAP, but, sounds good in general, in principle. RedX Pen. How would you feel about reinventing constitutional republics by calling local representation small-scale communism to appease the left? We would oppose it to complete corporate government fascism, racism. Yeah, I guess that could work. Local government kind of is communal when you think about it in certain communities. Simerg the Persian, what will happen with UK-US relations after Trump? They'll temporarily fall apart until they get rid of Boris Johnson. And they will. Not that that's a big problem. Jesus Christ, is Boris Johnson. Who gives a fucking shit? Kate Greenham, Culloden was the Bonnie Prince Charles. Oh, that's cool. Lynn Lorenko, what do you make of Donald J. Trump announcement coming on Parler? Well, I'm assuming that he's going to officiate the fact that he's there, condemn censorship, and then all hell will break loose. If Trump gets on alt tech, it's going to be kind of difficult to stop the tidal wave. I think the major problem is that alt tech doesn't have the server space at the moment, and has I know, and in case this is private material, I know have spoken with several alt tech leaders repeatedly throughout the years. They're all buying up servers right now. They know what's coming. They're going to make money, by the way, hand over fist, as well as people who invested their time in alt tech. I'm happy about this. All of this purging, ironically enough, it helps me. I'm still going to call it out on an ideological basis, but it's certainly not going to shut me up. XX, Medicated Child XX. When are you going to make your own brand of coffee? I really like that Puro instant stuff from wherever the fuck it's from. I like it. I've become Europeanized in my coffee choices. My apologies to my fellow Americans who continue using a drip machine or K-cups. Paymaker11, have you ever listened to Dr. Steve Pazinic? Yeah, he doesn't like me. He blocked me, actually, one time. He seems to have disappeared. Viva Fry and Robert Barnes refer to you quite a bit. Any chance you'll do a podcast? Again, Pazinic blocked me. I can't remember on what platform, years and years ago, because he's saying weird shit, and I called it out. No, so I don't know. I don't know who Viva Fry and Robert Barnes are. Probably cooler than Pazenic is. Long Dong Jong. Styx. The Dems will overstretch and get destroyed in the midterms and 2024. Dems. Haha, ballot printer go brrr. Yeah, but they don't run the local governments that have to oversee things. It becomes a lot more complicated when you're not just focusing on one race. Isa Malansky. Sue major companies without an attorney for deprivation of rights under the color of law. Peace, Sticks. Why would you want to sue them without an attorney? Now, I think Trump on January 21st should sue everyone for defamation because he clearly didn't incite violence. James, shout out to the Pixel Planet Clankers, Anglo-Saxon. Yeah, Pixel Planet, everyone should go on there at one point and see all the stuff that we've done near spawn. That entire red and yellow area is clankdom. It's uproarious. A huge amount of effort involved, by the way. Joshua Trimble, thanks for all you do, sir. You're very welcome, and thank you for the donation. Cold Summer 91. Wouldn't it be funny if MySpace made a comeback because of Trump? I think that ship has sailed. Maybe not. It would be funny if people started piling and saying, oh, well, it's better than Facebook. I just don't see that happening. Like, this generation thinks of MySpace and they think of like the younger Gen Xers. They think of people that are middle-aged, basically. Deus Flex. If China is allowing their fronts to report about the economic fallout due to the lockdowns, they're probably worried it will affect them as well, but won't admit it openly. Of course they are. Yeah, the economy is downturning because they keep not having an economy working. Professional specialist. What is this copium, and why did they not take it 4 years ago? Yeah, it is interesting. For 4 years, the election was openly questioned by every leftist and liberal in the world. They never got banned or questioned over it. Nobody ever said that they were instigating violence by saying that Trump wasn't a legitimately elected president, even though they were literally burning multiple U.S. cities for 7 months. Stephen 13, Russia, motherland. Germany, fatherland. Poland, sad child. I agreed. This is the abused, the neglected child sitting in between parents that hate each other. Ryan Einstetter. The farmers and truckers of America should go on strike. It would send a strong message to the elites. They're not as powerful as they think. Yeah, that'd be good. Put the screws to people's wallets, and then all hell breaks loose. Sylphwave. Will Biden be donating his salary to charity too? Ha ha ha. He never met a dollar he didn't want to grab up off the ground. These days, he's too elderly to be able to bend over to pick it up. Has to have AOC do it for him. And then she's in the right position for him to sniff. So, it's a double win for Beijing Biden. MD, could big tech be helping alt tech grow and also strengthening their echo chamber to prove there's alts to their monopoly to avoid pending litigation? No, they wouldn't be that crazy. Again, they wouldn't be trying to change things if they didn't feel uncomfortable with the situation. You don't make big, drastic, sweeping changes when you're winning. That's basically why I know big tech is nervous right now. It's a very formulaic. It's Sun Tzu. It's very simple. Caleb Cologne, likelihood of people going on a work strike. I hope so. It seems more likely a bunch of people are going to show up on the 20th and all hell will break loose in DC. And by the way, I don't want that to happen. Imagine that the U.S. Capitol gets irreparably damaged and we become a laughingstock. Even if you're successful at what you're doing, you emerge in a position of considerable weakness. A work strike would be a really, really great way, and civil disobedience on some level would be a great way to show, hey, we're not dealing with it anymore. Fucking cut it out. Opinionated Junkie. I listened to Malcolm X's audiobook. Awesome stuff. Yeah, he was an interesting person. Not always completely non-violent. But in the history books, he's remembered as being an angel, remember. RLX Films. Hi, 17 from the UK. Love your commentary. Hoping more people from my generation start to wake up. I have shown you to many like-minded friends. Well, thank you very much. Yeah, it helps. When people share out the material, it really helps because I'm not searchable on YouTube anymore. Except for the live streams, ironically enough. 5,400 people watching live right now. It's becoming hard to get 50,000 people to show up for any standalone video, regardless of the topic. Where before I'd get 120, 30,000 views. That's because the algorithm puts priority creators ahead of those of us that make independent content. Good ideas. Clank, clank. Give a shout out to my brother Steve. Shout out to Steve here. Thank you. Student of history. Look at your local area and see what you might need to make your community more self-sufficient and off the teat of corporate America and take steps to get there. Buy local from farmers. If you got a farmer's market, you can get things cheaper. You can freeze them. You can can them. You can do all sorts of things. Some of your neighbors, they know how to sew. They know how to cook. They know how to repair a car. They know how to do carpentry. And your local community, if it pulls together, has a subset of skills, I guarantee you, that is capable of sustaining a relatively reasonable local economy. You could starve the beast of half its revenue today if you wanted. Your suburban lawn, tear it up and grow crops. At least grow a little kitchen garden. Why are you buying herbs? Grow them. It's a lot cheaper. It costs basically nothing once it's self-replicating. Get a little spring house, fresh tomatoes, fresh herbs and stuff. You know, make your omelets, have a few chickens if you want. People down in southern Texas, all the Hispanic people down there, half of them own chickens. Why not? There's nothing wrong with that. It's pretty cool, actually. And they make cute noises. I like chickens. They're like my third favorite animal after cats and maybe like ferrets or something because they're adorable. And, you know, they make calm little sounds, buck, buck. And yeah. And I got a soft spot for my avian friends. Mr. Wonderful. Hitler despised socialists. Get rounded up first. No, he despised internationalist socialists. He despised leftists that wanted communism or pan-Russian sort of stuff. He was a socialist. What he proposed was highly centralized. What Hitler did was leftism after a variant. It's just a different variant of the same basic idea. Adi Pritchett, do you think Trump could disappear from the public eye after the 20th, or will he stick around in some form, possibly even coming back into favor? Well, he's not lost favor. That's the first thing that people need to realize is populism is popular. Trump is actually quite popular. You're just not going to know that if you look at push polls. People need to understand they're being presented a false reality. Opinionated Junkie, Trump on alt tech. He had a Gab account since 2016. It's not official though. It's an account that I believe replicates his tweets. That's a problem now. Classic Basement. What's your favorite Christian death song? Mine is Resurrection, Sixth Communion. I like Procession, which is a more obscure one. It's definitely one of their darkest songs. With Roz, of course. Christian death does not exist after Roz is not part of it. Devin Price, Tesla phone company and operating system. Be interesting. Amen. Linux, download and install. Live CD or USB if you want to try. Ubuntu is a good place to start. Hashtag break all their toys looking for a big declass. Yeah, I hope that Trump does the declass thing. I hope he does. I hope he pardons Assange. I'll be disappointed if he doesn't. Isa Mahalski. Attorneys are agents of the court. The Corpus Juris Secundum premium was burned in Library of Alexandria. Says anyone with attorney is mentally incompetent. Well, we're not in Alexandria. We're not in antiquity. Yeah, attorneys, public defendants, and lawyers. When you hire a lawyer, you're hiring an ally. You're basically hiring a legal mercenary. They'll work very, very hard for you if they're competent because then they get paid more. Mickey the Fourth. Robert Barnes and Viva Frey are YouTube lawyers seemingly actually honest. Honest and lawyers don't go together, so we'll get that out of the way. Not criticizing them, but they are lawyers. Barnes explicitly supports Jacksonian-like Trumpian revolution next election. That'd be interesting. Web dev. I made some alt tech to view breaking news YouTube live streams, requires no login and doesn't collect or sell your data. It's called livenewsnow.org. All right, have to check that out maybe. CO9 Productions. Frey and Barnes are lawyers who do legal perspective videos on current events, exceptional channels worth checking out. Cheers from the Adirondacks. The Adirondacks are cool. Kevin Street, Clank Clank, thank you. Werewolf22, looking to invest internationally. Do you think the buy now, pay later like QuadPay and Afterpay will be appealing in the U.S. print loads of money, as the U.S. Print loads of money? I'm bullish on certain cryptos. I'm bullish on certain precious metals. And again, not giving you official advice because I'm not an accountant. I'm bullish on land. I'm bullish on food at this point. You know, you could have a big depression soon. Cold Summer 91. Should I pull out of the stock market? I can't answer that legally. I can't give you such advice. I don't think the stock market necessarily crashes because of Beijing Biden. I think it's more like the dollar gets devalued and we fuck up in trade. GGG. What do you think of the new 3D printed gun surge in Europe? I support 3D printed guns. I think it's wonderful. I think regular old guns are considerably better, but yeah, people should defend themselves. It's wonderful. Everyone should have guns. Everyone in the world should be armed at all times. Don Face, have you ever heard of the Vote at Home Institute? They claim to be nonpartisan, but their board is all leftists and they help organize elections. Yeah, whenever a group claims to be nonpartisan, usually they're not. Like Avaz, which years and years ago actually stood for roughly left libertarian ideals insofar as they can exist, puts out their email the other day, Trump is trying to stage an insurrection. We only send out a few emails a year. Please donate to us. Rhinosaurus Rex. Been thinking about joining the USMC this year, wondering if getting a remote plot of land, growing a crop, raising livestock is the better idea. Why not do both? You can definitely, if you join the military, there are major benefits to that. Not least of which is you get a boost if you ever enter politics. Being a veteran, even if you weren't in combat, look at Booty Judge, can be a good thing. Get fit. You get to eat MREs, and it's free. You don't have to pay for MREs on eBay like I have to. I'm jealous of you. A little bit old to join the Marine Corps. I don't think they would want me. I think I wouldn't be good at following commands. I'm just saying. I'm just imagining like with Full Metal Jacket, like the sergeant there. I would not be the recruit that was unable to laugh, and I'd be the one that gets punched in the gut over and over until he fucking dies. Just saying. Spider Eternal. Since 1/6 of my Google phone has been randomly rebooting throughout the day, before then never had any problems. I suspect shenanigans. Watch you every day. Yeah, I suspect them too. All of these services are updating at the same time. I wonder why. And Mozilla ominously putting out a statement. They used to stand for free speech too, and now they stand for censorship. See, they're run by rich, corrupt people now. Son of Tiamat, the distributist and Mencius Moldberg Bith think fascism is right-wing because blah, blah, blah. Something, something pronomian. They conveniently ignore its left-wing elements. Yes, the centralization of the economy under any authoritarian system has to be considered leftist. It is obviously and objectively antipathy towards a free market system. The government in fascism doesn't necessarily run your business, but they can nationalize it at any time because they have the power. Once they've appropriated that power, it's no longer a free market because there are so many conditions attached with you continuing in that quasi-free market. This is what China does. They realize that having a free market, in essence, is a good thing and makes them a lot of money, but you must toe the line. Jack Ma is learning that the hard way at the moment. By the way, please don't send any more super chats because we're running up on an hour and I'm already behind at the moment. I'm trying to keep up, but please don't send any more super chats at this time because I'll be going off at the top of the hour basically. Devin Silver, sorry Styx, but I disagree. Chickens are horrible. Last time we had them, there were too many males and they started murdering each other constantly. What's wrong with that? They're just doing what nature commands them to. Just don't record it and put it on YouTube. They banned cockfighting a long time ago. Except if it involves humans cockfighting. Remember, House of Air was up for 3 days. Professional specialist. When are we building a memorial for Jehovah's Witnesses since Hitler went after them before the Jews? Nah, never. That'll never happen. Opinionated junkie. Right needs to learn the word optics. Yeah, I would agree. There's some optics fails, yeah. My urban exploration. According to dailymail.co.uk, Amazon will turn off Parler after Google and Apple ban. Yeah, they're going to be turning off Parler, but Parler's already got a contingency and they'll be back up within a day or two. The big tech is going to quickly learn. They tried to down BitChute years ago. They tried to down Subscribestar and Gab. They're still there. They're bigger and better than ever. Opinionated junkie. Alex Jones went off on Q, dude. Yeah, I'll go off on the QAnon bullshit. It's a distraction. Ignore it. It's obviously not true. So why don't you, instead of trusting the plan, why don't you make your own plans about what you're going to do? Elephant Man. Trump is too arrogant to move to alt tech. I think you'd be surprised. Arrogant? He'll be number one. If he moved to BitChute, he'd surpass me in 10 minutes. He'd be the top. He likes being the best. He can take over alt tech. He'd buy all of alt tech if he wanted. Farmel Fanatic. I'm a farmer. I will not take your gold trinkets in exchange for food if shit hits the fan. Heads up. Yeah, that's true. But the thing is, somebody else might take the gold trinkets and then you get something that you would want. It's sort of a web of trade. It's just that we normally facilitate it with money. It does make it easier, but sometimes that breaks down. CD Collectibles. Trump will go out with a whimper. Rhinos are on in impeachment if he gets out of line. They'll impeach anyway. He should just go out with middle fingers up. He might. Again, he's surprised people before. He might surprise them now. Ronan Gary. Have you been to the Rittman Library while you're over in Europe? Great resource for the occult. I'm jealous till my turn. No, I've never heard of it, but if it has occult stuff, I'd like to see it. Right now, it's kind of hard to go to the library or a museum or something because of the coronavirus bullshit. Oh, I almost skipped one here. Patrick Carey. If they don't Epstein Trump, he's going to wage total war against the political establishment. Well, he's part of it now. He is a billionaire. I mean, I'm not exempting him from that. I just think that he's one that has a reasonable concept of patriotism and gives a shit about other people other than himself. The irony being that they project their own lack of care off on him. At large, 47, $4.99, no comment, thank you. I think there's a couple more here. Let me get through. Logan Orr, screw it, I'm running for Congress in 2022. Well, that's good. Make sure to build local support. Don't just do it online, although it can be very helpful. Classic Basement. The Amazing Atheist used to be a libertarian back in the day. Now he's a socialist. Talk about a 180. Now, he was always left-leaning. It's just that he was left-leaning and didn't support censorship. But now he's found out that the billionaires are pretty great because he's afraid. He doesn't want them to ban him off the platform. Jack Materney 61, $10. Thank you very much. No comment. It keeps jumping. Yeah, no more super chats, please. Justin Force. If Dems actually eject other representatives, by what authority other than force do they have the right to govern and tax the now underrepresented states? Yeah, just a sec. Yeah. Just a sec. If Dems actually eject other representatives, by what authority other than force do they have the right to govern and tax the now unrepresented states? Well, they wouldn't. It would just be by force, by basic legal structure. At large, 47, $9.99. Thank you very much. Anyway, yeah, it's the top of the hour now, so I'm going to go offline. I thank you very much for the super chats. I like doing these. I was going to do like the streams like I've been doing the last few days where it's like a news roundup. But I wanted to keep with the Sunday show, which is basically me responding to super chats because I don't get a chance to do that during the other broadcasts that I'm doing. So yeah, I hope everyone had fun here. Yeah, someone said Styx is located in Demon. Yes, it is very ironic to me that I'm literally in a town called Demon. That's how it's pronounced too, not how it's spelled. It's in the Amsterdam metro area. It's south of what you would consider central Amsterdam. It's a new and up and coming sort of part of the city. The growth here, you wouldn't believe it. I think I'll do a couple more here. Javelin X, $9.99, no comment. Thank you very much. And DK Records donated $1 with no comment. Thank you as well. All right, that's about all. Peace out.